Hello everybody, my name is Davis Leaf and you are watching Leaf It on the Cutting Room Floor. Today I will be talking about Detroit. So, almost 5 years since her last film, Zero Dark 30, Kathryn Bigelow has proved that she is still going strong. Detroit is more than just an intense recount of human history, it's a borderline horror film. She tells the story of the 1967 Detroit race riots and one event during that time in particular, and she perfectly depicts the brutality behind humanity once again with this film. All of her filmmaking has pretty much done that, and this just adds to that, and this is probably her strongest film yet. I saw some complaints about there being too much exposition, and not really. I think the exposition is there when it's needed, and I've heard also that people think it escalates too quickly, and I think it escalates to the point where it's like it establishes perfectly where we are and that the riots are happening, and I think that comes in with the brilliance of Mark Bull's screenplay. This is the third time that both Bigelow and Bull have collaborated together after The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30, and once again, they've crafted a masterpiece, and Bull made sure that he did not hold back in telling the truth behind this terrible event during the Detroit race riots, and it specifically tells the story of the Algiers motel incident. So, with them together, it was a lot to handle. It's not easy to get through, and with the performances in the film, you can, most of them stand out, with a couple of exceptions, but the real praise has to go to Will Poulter and Algee Smith, who's a rather newcomer. Will Poulter just demonstrates the challenge that is portraying a racist law enforcer, and at the same time gives an Oscar-worthy performance, and I cannot stress that enough. Oscar-worthy performance by Will Poulter, which I'm not too surprised about because with his roles in the past few years, he's been getting better and better, and I really am pledging for him to get an Oscar nod. And Algee Smith gives a defining career starter, much like Jennifer Lawrence did with her role in Winter's Bone. It just jump-started her career with a bang, and Algee Smith does the exact same thing with his role in Detroit. Other elements of the film, such as the cinematography, Kathryn Bigelow has a very documentary-ish style of filming her movies, and she did that in the past with Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30, and it's funny because she uses the same director, or same cinematographer on the Hurt Locker that she does for Detroit, but not the same one for Zero Dark 30, and yet the cinematography is very much the same, so you can tell she knows how she wants her film shot, and she makes sure that it is not shot any differently, and it perfectly immerses you into the very real nature of these events that she's portraying, and specifically in Detroit. With that documentary style cinematography, you just feel like you're there, and it's happening right in front of you, and it helps with the intensity, but it's, like I said, it's hard to get through. So, in the end, Detroit is pretty much the spawn of both 12 Years a Slave and Selma. More so, if Selma was an R-rated film and had more R-rated content, not that Selma wasn't hard to get through as well, then that would be what Detroit is. And I don't remember the last time I felt a combination of fear, sadness, and trauma coming out of a film. And while I loved Detroit, the replay value on the film is not very high at all. You'll watch this film, you will see its brilliance, you will see how phenomenal of a film it is, but you probably most likely you will not be able to watch it again for a very long time, like Schindler's List, for example. So, that's all I got for you for Detroit. It's a phenomenal film. Kathryn Bigelow once again knocks it out of the park. Oh, one more thing. John Boyega also does a great job. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.